Scene Daddy Interviews.
Welcome everyone to Scene Daddy Interviews. My name is Ian, and this is very cool. We are here live at the Worcester Palladium, and I'm here with Capstan. We've got Scott and Harry. Guys, how are you doing tonight?
We're doing great.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
There you go.
How about you? How you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. I think
right.
we talked a little off air about the pitfalls and all the issues with doing live broadcasting and all that kind of stuff, but hopefully it won't turn out too bad.
Yeah, it'll be great, I think.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And we also mentioned, so I've now had 4 members of Capstan on the show. We'll work for the last one. That'll be the next album.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Next cycle.
Yeah, that's the way it works. So let's just start off right with the basics right now to get to know you guys a little bit. So you just had the brand new release come out. How has everything gone since then?
Honestly, it's been incredible. Like, everything from the rollout to just like what Fearless did for us, and the reception's been
it's
crazy.
It was definitely a totally different experience, like actually releasing a full length on a major record label.
Yeah.
And like the support that they gave us was just incredible.
Was there anything majorly different? Because I think, were you on Adventure Cat when you did it in the wake of our Discord?
Yeah. So we were on Adventure Cat, but I'm not saying this to be a slight to
of course not.
Mike, Kaminsky or Peter. It's just the assets that Fearless has is like incredible. So it's like they really just knocked it out of the park.
Absolutely.
Really, like, we pulled art together. Really, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Like having like an entire art department that's just there to help you whenever you need it.
Yeah.
Because like before, like we'd have to like hit up our friends who are graphic designers and be like, "Hey man, could you do this for us?" And but like having like a full team is just completely different than like what we've done in the past, and it was so it's been great.
No, that's awesome. And to also just to give you a compliment as well, you know, your friends that you hit up for that artwork have been really great in the past as well. So but you've known the right people. You've known the right people. Yeah, for sure. So with Restless Heart, Keep Running, that is the new album that you guys got out right now. So I saw you guys the last time I think I saw you was here in the Palladium downstairs.
Right, yeah.
That was when you were, it was Silverstein, right?
Silverstein,
yep.
yeah. Silverstein.
So it was around that time, I think, that you guys made the announcement, maybe a little bit after that you made the announcement that you were signed with Fearless.
It was literally the day before that tour
was
started.
It? Okay, there we go. Okay.
And we released like a single that day.
Yes,
and,
right.
But it was the day before that tour started, just so it was...
Very cool. So now, did that have any effect on that tour itself?
Well, just really having... that we played our new single on that whole tour, and it was kind of like a new, like opening a new chapter kind of thing, like having the what we're going for the next record kind of thing. So it was just nice because that was really well received, and like just we didn't even really ever have 3 chorus songs before, like we just, and I mean not that a 3 chorus song is crazy, but but it was just kind of like we put a lot of effort into writing it. And so it was just kind of, it was gratifying to play on a tour like that.
Now, were you completely done with the album during that announcement, or were you still working on things?
No, we were not done.
So some of the songs on the record we've had for like 4 years.
Oh, okay.
And we just like, we've always wanted to do a full length, but with budgeting and stuff, it was always like harder and harder.
Right.
So like, and some of these songs like we rewrote like 5 or 6 different times. Like,
oh wow.
Like it's
so I mean, some of it was like we had written 4 years ago, and some of them came together in the studio. It's like broad spectrum stuff.
Right.
So I mean, Stars we probably wrote more toward the beginning relative to all the other songs on the record. But yeah, it all kind of just came together as a a trickle kind of thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it wasn't like I've got everything completely planned out.
Right.
Now here we go.
Yeah,
okay.
We don't work like that. Yeah.
Now, is there a way specifically, obviously, Scott, you're doing drums, Harry, you're doing guitar. Is there any way that you guys specifically write? Do you go off and do it by yourselves, or is it all like a free-flowing type thing with the entire band?
Okay, so we have a pretty, it's like a well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
So Joe, our lead guitarist, he basically will write all of the songs in like Guitar Pro,
mm-hmm.
and then Scott will take that Guitar Pro file, and then he will edit and write his drum parts for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we have the drums and the guitars, then we take it. I have a studio at my house, then we take it, and then
nice.
we actually track all the songs. And then once the music's done, we sit and as we do it as a group,
mm-hmm.
lyrics, but certain people write more, certain people write less. But so then we have a pretty nice sounding, we're gonna know how the song's gonna come out,
right.
And that's we can. Sometimes we can demo out an entire song in a day.
Oh wow! Okay.
If everyone had done their parts beforehand.
Sure.
Sure. But yeah, so we know what the record's gonna sound like before we even go into a studio. With someone else to do it.
Oh, okay. So you actually kind of have that plan out of the tone and the feel of what the album's going to be before you go in and do it.
Oh yeah, definitely. We know pretty much what we're even going to try to go for.
Yeah.
Before things are in that way. Songwriting is very planned for us.
Okay.
We decide what we want to do, and we just go for that. And
mm-hmm.
then if it works, it works. If it doesn't, whatever.
Right. Was there anything different on this album that you're trying to focus on compared to In the Wake of Our Discord?
Oh yeah. Originally we had wanted to do In the Wake as a full length.
Right.
And even some of the songs on Restless Heart were in the running for In the Wake.
Okay.
Indelible was originally going to be on In the Wake, but it didn't, budgeting and stuff like that didn't work out.
Right.
And then it ended up changing a lot. Indelible wasn't what it is now.
Right.
So it's but in general, because we wanted to do a full length, we wanted to do things that were very dynamically different.
Right.
So just on Restless Heart, there's the agentic state, which is 215 BPM blast beats, just really fast. All mostly screaming, and then there's There Is No Answer, which is really soft, no screaming vocals,
right.
slow.
Yep.
So yeah, we just wanted to be able we want to be able to change it up, do whatever we want, and
for sure.
That's why it's been, even with Fearless specifically too, they were just do whatever you want, which is really refreshing. And
I'd imagine so. Yeah. No, for sure. And you guys are one of the most different bands to be on Fearless, because if you genre-nize yourselves, maybe you're more on that progressive post-hardcore side, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you guys feel about that whole putting yourselves in a specific genre?
It's hard to say because, especially us, we try to just put as many genres into a song as we can.
Sure. Yeah.
We'll try to do a jazz part. We'll try to
mm-hmm.
do a pop punk chorus. We'll try to do a heavy metal riff into a breakdown. So it doesn't really everyone always calls us something else, and
right.
It doesn't bother me or whatever they say, because it's
sure.
yeah, we're a little bit of that too. So
right. Well, you also, if I'm not mistaken, there is a sax part, right?
Oh
yeah.
Oh,
so
and there too, yeah.
You're hitting a lot of stuff. What I would love is to see you guys and Bilmuri get together for a song, because he loves using those little sax solos as well.
Yeah. We were actually talking about our TM Jesse.
Yeah.
He was trained sax player.
Oh, really?
And we were
okay.
if it ever works out, he'll come rip the sax. It'd be sick. Yeah.
There we go. Well, when you guys have such dynamic music as you do, how do you shape your set list? Is it more, hey, we just need to make sure we can tune and get these songs out that way, or do you have specific ones you want to play?
Well, it's more based upon what people want to hear and what does it make sense to play.
Yeah.
So there are some songs that just while we love them, oh my gosh, what is Zero Sum Game. Love that.
Sure.
We we love that
song.
song. We played it on one tour, but then it ended up just being like it doesn't really make sense to play live because there's that huge slow and
it's true.
So it's like you kind of have to be smart about
feel
that.
The audience out like this set since it's our headliner too. Thanks for holding that for me. We put a lot of effort and thought into this set. We have like a lot of interludes and just extra. So yeah, we sat down for a while and really kind of figured out how we wanted the set to go. And I think I like this set.
Yeah,
for the headline.
Yeah.
It feels good. Yeah. So.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I mean that's a given. That's a given for sure. But being a fan for so long, you have such a wide discography to go through. So, are you trying to tell? You mentioned the interludes. Are you trying to tell a story with what you're doing on stage as well?
I don't. We're just
I don't know.
Yeah, we're just going up there to jam, man.
Sure.
You know?
No, I totally get that. So let's talk a little bit about the tour. Obviously, this is a great tour package that you guys have going. One of my favorites of this year. So
thank you.
Yeah,
we love it.
Oh yeah, good. All right. So how did you guys set everything up then? Was this a fearless thing? Was this you guys saying we want to go out with these bands?
It was our team. Yeah, it was.
So we knew that between coming back from Europe and the Bayside tour, I had to think for a second. I was like, okay, I did.
Yeah, we announced.
We knew that there was going to be a month, and we're like, let's just rip a headliner. We haven't really done one in forever, so
sure.
It sounded right. And our booking agent actually right off the bat was like, this band Bilmuri said that they'd be down for it, and we really started listening to, we're huge fans of Bilmuri.
Oh, of course.
So it was a no-brainer, and then it really just everything kind of came together organically.
Yeah.
It really worked out. It was pretty much our manager Andrew came up to us, or was he was like never
had,
kept
a list of 7 or 8 bands that we were like, yo, that'd be cool if we could get any of these.
Right.
And I think Rarity was on that list, and
nice.
they
Bilmuri and then also Never Kept. And our manager didn't know who Never Kept was, and we're like, what? Yo, those are our boys.
because we met them all in Warped.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it just turned out to be like a perfect package.
Oh, very cool. So now this is what, the 5th or 6th night?
Oh,
around
5th.
There? 5th?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you guys can't lose track. Hey, pause. Hey, how you doing, man? That's what I figured. Yeah. Have fun, buddy. So, and I remember talking to Boz at Warped Tour. So, so you met Never Kept on Warped Tour. That's very cool that you were able to bring them out. That's actually a newer band that I'm looking forward to seeing because I've never seen them live.
Yeah, they're great.
Oh, good. Okay. So now, around 5th or 6th date, somewhere around on this tour. I think it's, 3 weeks long?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there?
Yeah.
It's about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks, yeah.
Somewhere around there, yeah. So how has it been so far? I know it's very early, but I'm sure you guys have some stories already.
Well, I will say, I think we've all kind of been blown away by the response of some of these shows.
Awesome.
It's been, we really go in with no expectations, especially our first real headliner. We don't know we have no idea what to expect. And then it turns out, oh shit. Whoops.
You okay? Sorry, drink spillage.
My bad. Yeah. It just turned out it's been great. Every turnout's been sick.
That's awesome.
Just mad hangs. It's been really cool.
I will say this has definitely been my favorite tour because I've been the champion of CeeLo.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, is that a thing? Champion
he's just crushing. He just beats us every game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
I think he's up $50-$60 on the tour.
Yeah, currently, and we only play dollar games, so it's a lot of games.
Okay, wait a second. All right, I completely misunderstood that. I thought you were playing CeeLo the artist.
Oh no, CeeLo Green.
Okay,
sure.
all right.
No. This
now
is the
I got it.
Game.
Okay, all right.
He's basically been robbing us.
I was about to say. Okay, all right. Wow, you don't actually. Man, I haven't played that game in so long. That's awesome. Fun. Is that your main tour bus game?
So, well, it has become because in Europe, Trash Boat plays their gambling.
Oh, that's right.
And we also are. So
it just
it's been carrying over to the States.
And then we can't stop. It's just
well, because if you get down, you got to get up.
That is true. Yeah, you got to keep going.
You lose all your money. You have to if you lose $1, you have to go in for a $2 game. That's how those are the rules.
How, I mean, that is how gambling works. It's true. It's absolutely true.
You just double the amount every time.
Now, besides betting on that kind of thing, going across the states, you guys stop at casinos? Like, is it that kind of thing where you're like gambling on cards or anything?
No. It's, well, I mean, we have, but not for the majority. Like, I don't, I think Boz and Anthony like to gamble. Joe and I don't really like to gamble.
Lose.
Well, the thing is,
the
thing I like about CeeLo is that I'm not just, my money isn't just, I'm giving my money to my friend. You know?
Right.
So
yeah, that's true. Yes, it's true.
I guess one other thing, though, that we always do, and it's more of an actual me and Scott thing, but the other guys are starting to do it now, is like, we love pho.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Vietnamese soup.
Yeah.
And when we were on the Silverstein tour, like the second leg of it, we got pho almost like every day.
Every single day.
Yeah, you would not believe how many there are just around every single venue.
I would have had no idea.
Yeah. We just got some like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah,
oh, did you really?
And
wow.
It was incredible. Yeah.
Probably
so
some of the best we've had, actually.
Really good, yeah.
Wow, that's funny because the only thing I could tell Johnny Frank to go get was Uno's. And I don't live in Worcester. I live in Boston, so I don't know the area in Worcester that well.
Yeah.
But the closest food to literally to right here, technically, is that unless there's a vegetarian place that's relatively close as well.
Yeah.
So where did you guys go for that?
It's over on Green Street. I don't remember what it was called.
Yeah, it was like 0.5 miles.
Oh, so not that far at all.
No, not
Wow.
bad.
All right.
Like a 20-minute walk.
Yeah,
but
back
Jesse,
and forth. Yeah, that's not bad.
Our TM, he keeps coming up here. He knows us so well that he has each pho place, the closest one on our day sheet, like in our room.
That's okay. All right. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, we take it seriously.
Yeah, no, I can definitely tell.
It just makes you feel so good when you eat it. It's incredible.
So, do me a favor then. I'm gonna play complete novice here because I've actually never had it. What is it?
Okay, so it's Vietnamese noodle soup, served with rice noodles and all types of different kinds of beef.
Okay,
is generally what.
So do you get to ask them do you get to put in whatever you want into it?
Yeah, most of the time. So they sometimes they have like if you got a traditional bowl, it would come with like slow cooked like boiled brisket with tendon, tripe, flank, meatballs, and then at the end when they serve it to you, they have like thinly sliced raw beef that they put in, and
and that cooks it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whew, it is serious.
That sounds really fucking good.
Oh, dude, you gotta try it.
I don't know how no one's ever told me, but I mean I know the word and I've heard people say it, but no one's ever been like, hey, check out that pho restaurant. And I don't even know. Wait, is that how I'm saying
pho,
it? Yeah, pho. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So I'm just like, all right, that's awesome. No, I like hearing about it.
Didn't really know much about it either.
Yeah.
And then there was one day it was like freezing cold and we were on tour and he's like, dude, there's a pho place. And I was like, soup sounds good. And then it's just become an obsession now.
It's a downhill thing now. It's a snowball effect. We have to get it every day.
Well, now that you guys are headlining, you're going out to all these different places, is there any other type of food place that you look forward to on the road? Like, are you a barbecue in Texas place, like that kind of thing?
Okay, so it's definitely fuzz at the top.
For sure. So, that's your number one.
Yeah. Raising Cane's.
Oh, Raising Cane's. Oh. We have one of those here. But it's when I say here, I'm talking Boston. It's right by BU, but that's the only one in the East Coast area that I know of.
That is more than we have in Florida or anywhere.
Oh, you don't have it in Florida either?
No, it's awful.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it's mostly like there's some in Ohio, and then the rest are in like...
there's some in like Texas too, I think.
In Arizona, I think.
Arizona?
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was like Midwest. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw one in Kentucky. I saw one.
Yeah.
But that was about it. Yeah.
Yeah, their cane sauce is so good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So good.
See, we always have to deal with, I'm not sure what people can hear, but they're obviously doing sound checks and everything.
Right,
so we'll see. It should be okay.
Yeah.
But
we're fine, yeah.
So and I love asking these questions because I think a lot of people, they don't necessarily know what bands get to do when they're going out on tour. So besides getting pho and walking around, is there any place that you guys look forward to because of something else in the city that you get to do?
Let me think. Oh, okay. So far and away, like the thing that we love to do other than like eat is bird scooters, which are like bird lime scooters.
I know are those just the scooters that you can rent on the streets and just go? Yeah, okay.
Blast.
They're so fun. Yeah, we do it whenever we can. I mean, we were just in Paris and we were like ripping through like to the Louvre and
and
it was just like really We do it literally whenever we can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, speaking of the Europe tour that you guys did, what was your favorite place there?
So, I mean, that's so. Like, do you mean like favorite like show or like favorite place to visited?
Either or. You can answer if you got two different answers. That's fine too.
I mean, all the shows, like the hospitality to bands in Europe is phenomenal. Like,
Good.
I've
Okay.
never been treated like that, like
Yeah.
so kindly. But we didn't play there, but a group of us all went there after the tour. But Grindelwald in Switzerland was like the most beautiful place I've ever seen.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like in the mountain.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great place. Like, like the UK was sick shows though. That was wild.
Yeah. Do you guys so for me, I used to live overseas.
Oh,
so
really?
that's why I asked the question.
Where?
So I grew up in Germany, England, and Greece.
Oh,
those
wow,
were my
okay.
three main, but then I've been to where you were talking about in Switzerland, been around to some other places. For me, I love the UK, especially because of soccer.
Oh,
I'm a
really?
huge soccer fan.
Oh,
Are
really?
you guys fans at all?
Well, yeah, I played for like until I got to college. I played my whole life up to then.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah,
All right.
who do you?
Do you have a team? Because this will determine whether or not I erase this whole fucking thing.
Oh yeah, true. What are you like EPL or?
Yeah, I'm EPL. Yeah.
Not really.
No,
I mean,
okay.
Like,
it's fine. I wouldn't actually erase this.
I
but
was
yeah.
like, I mean, I remember I think the best EPL team I've ever seen was that 2004 Arsenal team.
Oh, sure. I know what you're talking
oh
about.
My
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, who's your team?
So my team's Liverpool.
Liverpool. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, then you should be riding
Well,
high
now,
right now.
now I am riding
okay.
high. But I've been a fan since I was 3 years old. So grew up with Liverpool, and
Right.
I have not seen them win the big trophy, the one that I'm not talking about yet. But it's going well right now.
Right. But I mean, I was a fan. Back in the day, my favorite player was Michael Owen.
Oh, sure.
So
yeah.
it was, like
I get it. I mean, we hate him now, but I mean, we did have a love for him for a while.
He was a big player there.
Right.
Yeah.
So what team then do you follow, or is there a professional team that you follow?
Not really. Like I just love the game. So
Yeah.
I watch. I love the Champions League.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I'll watch whatever.
Okay.
You know.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, we go to a lot of Orlando City.
City games.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
Which is those are fun.
That's true. Yeah. So I mean, for me, I'm not a huge MLS fan. The Revs are.
It's so boring.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But how is that like in Florida? I mean, you got so many sports teams. How is it like keeping track of them or getting to go to that live venue?
Well, I mean, Orlando really only has two. It has the Magic and Orlando City, right? I think that's it,
true.
Yeah.
I just meant the entire state of Florida. Like there are just so many football. Yeah, it's so many teams.
So I mean, it has three football. No, wait, three football teams.
Yeah, 3 professionals
Yeah.
and then tons of college and
it's
everything
great.
else.
It's really busy, but there's a large population, so I guess it's justified. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. I always heard stories that because of the weather, that a lot of like people just won't go to a lot of the games. Like you look at a Miami Heat game, and there's barely anyone in the stands unless they're really far into the playoffs or finals or something like that.
I'm not sure. I would imagine that's a problem for like football because you start at 1 p.m.
Yeah, right.
And that's like you're getting scorched like at 1 p.m. outside. Yeah.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
I mean, I will say, at least for the Orlando City, fans come out for Orlando City.
Oh,
yeah.
good. All right, that's good.
They go
Yeah.
wild,
okay.
I mean, it's probably because it's so new.
Yeah.
But it's a blast. I love going to those games.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That's great to hear. Harry, do you have any other sport that you like besides that?
I mean, I like sports. I actually played rugby in high school. I played football. I was on the same team as Boz.
Oh, okay.
That's actually I met him in Little League football. But I also work for the Orlando Magic when I'm home.
Okay.
I program lasers and stuff.
There you go.
I'm there.
Okay.
And I do love basketball because I've watched so many games. But the Orlando Magic have not been very good.
No, they have not been.
It's been a rough couple of years.
Yeah, it's a little tough. That's a little tough. But yeah, so with this tour that you've got going on right now, do you have planned? Now I know you're going out on that tour with Bayside as well, which is awesome.
Yeah,
that is great. And one of the things I want to ask you guys about, it's a little random, but Bayside did that whole thing where they're having the openers voted on by people, just regular fans, bands themselves, and everything. What do you guys think about that when you heard about it?
I think it's awesome, honestly.
Yeah, it's super badass.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's badass. It's major flex. Like, you're playing mad rooms, like crazy rooms. So
right.
Yeah, like, and also like you're helping bands out. Like,
right.
It's really cool. Like being able to like get bands into a packed room.
Right.
It's an opportunity that it's really hard to get there.
Right. Yeah. Now, were you surprised at all hearing that people have been cheating?
I
have no idea.
Oh, you didn't know about that? Yeah.
No, what?
Unfortunately, they're dealing with a lot of shit right now because a lot of bands, like, you look on their Facebook page, right, and you see maybe like 300 likes, and then all of a sudden they're getting 600, 1,200 votes from like an IP address in Switzerland and stuff. So they're trying to work right now to weed out anyone that's quote unquote cheating.
I feel bad for their management team because
I do too. Yeah, Hopeless has to deal with a lot of shit. Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's very tough. But now for you guys, obviously Bayside's pretty different than the style of music. Even though you guys obviously have alternative rock in there, you have lots of elements in it. But is that something you guys really want to do? Because for me, Bayside is one of my favorite bands. They're a band that have never ever let anyone like every single album is great.
Bayside is a bucket list band for us.
Oh,
we
okay,
love
that's very cool.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, like I remember when we first signed with our manager like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's like, just put together a list of like bands like, like that'd be Dream Tours. And like Bayside was one of those bands. So like
that's very cool.
Yeah, I'm completely stoked to do this. And going to the West Coast during the winter is always good.
Yes. Right.
Although I will say Florida in the wintertime is actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because where we're at, it's like 70 degrees every day.
Yeah, like all the time.
But Winnipeg in January is not so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I do not envy Rarity. I mean, it's bad enough living in Boston and having to deal with the stuff.
Right.
Right now, I mean, I'm sure you guys will be affected by it too, but just the weather patterns have changed so much that now you don't even know when you go to a city that's supposed to be hot all the time. You don't know if it's actually going to be that way.
It could just be freezing.
Yeah. You'd have no idea because Boston this is our first time really dropping down into the 50s. All of last week we were in the 80s.
Right, yeah. And that happened like 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Because it was like it's like hot. It was hot like we were up in I don't even know where we were, but
Richmond, I think.
It was after that, but it was hot. It was like we were in DC or Philly, and it was like hot.
Yeah, right.
Or no, it got cold in Philly, but it was like weird hot. It's weird.
Well, do you guys, for keeping up with everything, obviously you have strenuous things you have to do for the band. How do you guys keep up with not getting sick? Do you guys have any special remedies that you use? Anything like that?
Whiskey. No, there is definitely a lot of stuff. So we all try to drink a shit ton of water.
Sure. Yeah.
There's other stuff like kombucha. Really, it helps with your stomach.
Kombucha.
Pho.
Yep. Pho.
Yep. Just getting a ton of water and generally trying not to eat terribly.
Right.
I mean, it happens. You're on tour.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like Boz works out and stuff, and
Boz looks like a tank. He looks like a mini tank.
I don't know. I can never muster up the energy to do that on tour, but a lot of people do. That definitely helps.
Just trying to get enough sleep.
It is brutal because once one person gets sick, then everyone.
Yeah, then everyone. Sick. Yeah. That's why I'm worried that Johnny's just gonna pass that sickness throughout all of you guys.
Oh, I hope not.
So I think we got to come to an end on here. Cool. I'm trying to keep it, tight on time.
Cool,
and everything.
No
but
worries,
one thing I definitely want to say is I've been a fan of you guys for a really long time.
Oh, wow. Well,
Restless Heart, so good.
Dude, thank you so much.
Like, what a great full-length album to put out, especially now. I mean, your first one with Fearless, it's got to feel really good. I just want to ask for both of you, what was the main thing that you want people to take away from listening to that album?
The main thing to take away? It's hard to say. I don't know. It's just for us. It was really special making it. Mm-hmm. So I hope that like when people listen to it, like it reflects and they feel something special when they listen to it.
They feel that passion. Yeah, that you guys put in.
Yeah, that's probably what I was saying.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Just the idea. I mean, most of the record is, or I mean, some of it is really about that. As bad as life gets, there's the good in the bad. You know. So like, just. As bad as everything can be.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's good. I know it can be hard sometimes with that. It just depends on. Also, another way you can answer the question too, if you wanted to, was something that you guys did that's interesting on the album that you wanted people to notice as well.
Okay, so this because I don't like a lot of the stuff like to us is like hidden gems. Like we want people to find it.
Okay, you don't have to give it away. It's fine.
But they're like, so my favorite song is the last song because I feel like the last song encapsulates a lot of the record.
Right.
And if you read the lyrics, I think. And I don't want to give it away.
No, I know what you're talking about. That's fine. This allows people to know, hey, go check this out just in case you went over and didn't see it. Yeah,
exactly,
for sure. Yeah. What about you, Scott? You got anything?
I mean, really, my favorite stuff is like the rhythmic modulation and stuff like that.
Sure.
The more technical stuff. I don't. But I don't know. I just hope everyone likes it as much as.
I do.
As much as I had fun creating it, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you like it.
No, absolutely, guys. Well, what we'll do is for sure, we'll have links in the description of the episode so that we'll have, easy ways to get in touch with you guys, to pick up the album, especially, and then hopefully either go on this tour with, Bilmuri and Rarity and or be able to make sure you can make it when you're out on Bayside as well.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah,
for sure. Absolutely. Well, guys, once again, I've got 4 out of 5 now. I'm just collecting them.
You're gonna get Anthony next.
I'm collecting it. So once again, Scott, Harry, thank you guys so much, and I'm really looking forward to tonight.
Ian, thank you for having us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You've been listening to Scene Daddy Interviews.
Thank you all for listening to Scene Daddy Interviews. Make sure you support the artists we featured by checking out the summary of the episode. Also, for all your scene news, reviews, and memes, make sure to follow Scene Daddy and Ian Hates on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget to subscribe and rate Scene Daddy Interviews on your favorite podcast listening app for more great artist interviews in the future. Stay scene.